Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Much respect to the brothers that are out there preaching and teaching the truth worldwide across the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and freedom for this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim and Akwak that might be listening to this lesson. This is your brother Abba Yabba, coming through with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And the title of my lesson is Don't Get Too Comfortable. Now, being too comfortable is basically being complacent and content with, how things are and kind of avoiding the effort to better your situation. And more often than not, once we get in this truth, we get too comfortable. We feel like, as we learn scripture, as we understand who we are, as we, go on the journey and we've kind of gotten further along, then we get comfortable with that particular situation. And we don't continue to study. We don't continue to do the things that have gotten us, to the point of us having a connection with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And like any relationship, you have to continue in that relationship in order for it to prosper, in order for it to bloom, in order for it to grow, in order for it to even mature. So we as believers have to constantly and consistently get out of our comfort zone and do more, whatever that may be, whether it be your prayer life, whether it be fasting, whether it be studying, reading, doing more lessons. And I myself have to be transparent. I found myself, getting too comfortable in where I am and knowing that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not going to continue to bless me in a comfortable state. I have to be uncomfortable. I have to do more. I have to do work in order to build. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the scriptures. In my first scripture, and it's for a reason, I'm going to go into Exodus 16:3. And it reads, it says, "And the children of Israel said unto them, What would to Yahweh we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." So we had gotten complacent. We had just escaped bondage from Egypt, and we got so complacent that we continue to murmur and complain about our situation, not recognizing that there was better on the other side. Didn't want to do the work per se as to go to the land of Canaan. We wanted to complain about our situation at hand, meaning that, yes, you were able to be fed. Yes, you were able to do a certain amount of things in Egypt, but Egypt was bondage. Egypt represented you not being in your rightful place. Egypt represent slavery. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai freed you from the slavery, but you had to go through in order to get to a better place, meaning the wilderness. And so, yes, you wasn't in a place to where you felt like it was up to par for you, but you still had to do that work in order to get to better, to get to your rightful position that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai had for you, not that you even knew for yourself, so it kind of resonates into today's term. You know what I'm saying? The 2/3 of us are happy and complacent and too comfortable with where they are now. They don't want to know more. They don't want to know who they are. They don't want to be established. They don't want to do the work. They rather stay in this particular place because it's okay for them. but it's not for those who truly want a relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua and desire what he truly has for us to be in our rightful place. So that is the starting point. That is the foundation of this lesson, because we have to know that it's going to be some uncomfortable time for us to get to better. And right now is not our rest. This is not for us to get too comfortable in this position that we are, and even in this truth for that matter. You have to continue to grow and mature in order to be what you need to be in order for Yahushua to bring you up when he comes back. And it brings me to my next scripture, which is Matthew 12:43 through 45. And it reads, it says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. So we sometimes get comfortable, so comfortable that when things have been removed from us, we get complacent. We feel like we've done something. So we continue to relax, and we continue to just be in a restful state. But we have to keep moving. We have to keep fighting, because if we don't fight, then those things that were removed from us, that was wicked, that was demonic, that was causing us to get more and more carnal and fleshly and wicked, those things that were removed is going to come back 7-fold, a more complete number, and it's going to allow our walk to be just that more stagnant, just that more difficult for us to get to where we need to be spiritually. We have to understand that the devil is going to be busy. He's busy trying to take over and remove those that are in the spirit, that are doing the work, because those that are doing the work are basically stagnating his process. So he has a job to do just as well as we do, and we can't get comfortable, especially too comfortable with where we are. And that brings me to 2 Corinthians 12:9, and this is Paul speaking, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. So we know that we're not doing this ourselves, this work. And when we are, putting ourselves to the point of weakness, that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua steps in and allows us to overcome whatever stumbling block, whatever situation that it is. But we can't come to our weak point if we're comfortable in the situation that we're in the moment of struggle. We tend to give up and just say, well, I'm good here. That's not spiritual growth. That's not betterment of self. That's not establishing a better and more rightful state of connection with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. If we're not wanting more, if we're not desiring more, then how do we expect to grow? How do we expect to get to our desired end? Our reward. Because if you don't finish the race, if you're okay with just being in the race, then how do you expect the reward? How do you expect, for you to get better if you're not pushing yourself beyond the comfort zone? If it's 7 men in a race and you come in 7th every time and you're comfortable with being 7th, then you might as well not even run the race, because you're always going to be last. So you have to put forth the effort to get better each and every day. the process is us putting ourselves out of our comfort zone, pushing ourselves to the limit, and letting Yahweh Shem Yahushua do the rest. And that's with everything that we do for him, because we want him to be pleased. We want him to say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. But he's not going to say that if we're just being comfortable with doing the bare minimum. 2 Timothy 2:15 reads, it says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. So if we're studying, if we're working hard, if we're establishing ourselves in this truth and doing the things that are necessary for us to grow and for us to be able to spread the gospel, the good news unto those that don't have it, then we ourselves have a right to not be ashamed when it comes to, what we've done. And it's through the Spirit anyway. It's not nothing that we ourselves have done, but we put ourselves out there to be a living sacrifice, to be a vessel used and utilized by Yahweh Shem Yahushua in order for us to do the work. But every day, we're working hard to be able to break these scriptures down, to be able to allow those that are looking for the truth to have it, understanding of it, Salakia, based upon the work that we're doing in order to get better, that we're not complacent, that we're not being too comfortable in it. So we should understand that if we're doing the work and if we're seeking Yahweh Shem Yahushua in it each and every day, then we're getting better and we're doing better and we're not being too comfortable. Ephesians 5:15-17 reads, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So we know that these days that we're living in are getting more and more wicked. So we can't live in a comfortable state. We can't live as if, like the Israelites were speaking in the first scripture, oh, we're good, with just having, a roof over our head, food on our table, and things of that sort, but being in a captive state. We don't want to stay here. We don't want to be in this state. We know that this place is getting more and more wicked. So we want to overcome those wicked days that are coming about each and every day as we grow closer to Yahushua coming back. And we also don't want to act as if we don't understand what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has already given us through the Spirit. We know what Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants us to do, so we need to do those things daily and get better at the things that we have been given, whether it be the gifts and talents that we do have. We can't just sit on those things and expect Yahweh Shem Yahushua to be pleased with us, because he's not. Hebrews 13:16 reads, it says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices Yahweh Shem Yahushua is well pleased. So we have to make sure that we don't forget, to do the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has requested of us, and to continue to share, with others the blessings that we have received. It's nothing that we should keep to ourselves. We should be selfless in this truth. We should be selfless in our walk in this journey, because if it had not been for the apostles that came from before us, the elders and the other brothers that we've learned from, we wouldn't be where we are. So we have to make sure we pass that on down, mentor, continue to spread the gospel ourselves. Whatever we've been given and we've been able to eat from and being able to digest, whether it be the milk scriptures or on to the meat of the word itself, we need to be able to be established in it and to continue to spread it, ourselves, because with that, it's going to be growth in us. It's going to be more given to us because we're doing the work that has been blessed upon us to be able to receive through the Spirit. So we can't just be sitting on it. We can't be comfortable where we are. We have to continue on and do the work as Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given it unto us to do spiritually. And I'm going to end off in James 1:22, and it reads, it says, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So we must not just hear the word, not just listen to it, not just listen to the scriptures being read to us and the lessons being given, as far as, the truth itself, but we need to be the doers of it as well. Because just hearing it, just watching the videos, just listening to the brothers give it unto us, and then we receive it and not do anything with it, we're deceiving ourselves to think that we're doing anything for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's just holding on to knowledge. And what is that good for? Nothing. So with that being said, we can't get too comfortable in this truth. We can't expect for growth. We can't expect for maturity. We can't expect for us to progress in this truth and on this journey without uncomfortable states, without doing the work, and without being in a state to where we are, of weakness, to where Yahweh Shem Yahushua can build us up and make us better. So with that being said, that is the conclusion of my lesson. I pray that all that were listening were edified. And as always, I give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. And until my next lesson, Shalom.